welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Brooke if you're new here, and today I'm going to be doing a girl talk video. So mainly this is kind of targeted towards like younger girls, like I would say like middle school, probably mainly high school though, but like, you know, if you're older you can still like watch it. It'll mainly just be like about like basic stuff about like relationships, shaving, some makeup tips, periods, basically things like that. So yeah, and if you're a guy, you can stay to learn more about your future girlfriend slash wife, or you can click off. I won't be upset about it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and follow my Instagram, which will be linked down in the description down below. My things written here on my tablet. So I think the first thing we're going to talk about is just like basic relationships, like red flags, things like that. Basically, some of my biggest red flags from like relationships when I was in high school, because this is like actual experience that I had dating in like middle school and high school. Basically, if they're like ignoring your messages, because I had one of my boyfriends ignore me for like a week straight. Like, he would talk to me at school, but like he wouldn't answer my text, and he'd just be like, oh yeah, my phone like wasn't working. Like, I don't know if that was like actually true or not, but like still, like that's like such a big red flag. Like, you shouldn't be ignoring your girlfriend. At least tell them, they should be telling you like at least like, hey, I'm gonna be busy today, like I can't talk, we'll talk later. At least like text like good morning and good night, if anything. As well as prioritizing your friends over you. The boyfriend I had in my junior year of high school mainly prioritized his friends, which, I mean, it's super, super important to have a good balance between your friends and then your boyfriend or girlfriends. But when it's to the point where like he would literally, like, we would be hanging out, we would only be together for like maybe like 3 hours or so, which like whenever I like to hang out with my boyfriend, I like it to be like a whole day thing. But like if he like has something to do or something like that, like that's fine. But usually like whenever I hang out with a person, I like it to be like a whole day thing, because I just like spending time with people. But that's just how I am, that's just my personal preference. But then like he didn't even tell me, and he's like texting his friends while we're together and stuff, and like not really paying attention to me. And then he's just like, oh yeah, I'm going to like hang out with some friends, and then he leaves and then just doesn't talk to me for the rest of the night. Like, are you actually kidding me right now? And then not caring about your feelings. I've had guys before, I wouldn't say like any guys I dated, but like guys I've been in like a talking stage of, they just like didn't care about how you were feeling. They were just like, oh, like you're so dramatic, you're like talking about your feelings too much and blah blah blah. Like, that's just such a red flag. Like, you should be able to talk about, this goes both ways. Your boyfriend should be able to talk to you about his feelings, and you should be able to talk to your boyfriend about your feelings. And if you're constantly like having negative feelings, like obviously you should try and get some help from like a professional, but still your boyfriend should be there to support you and not bash you just because you're having bad feelings. He should be wanting to help you and to get the help that you need. Not wanting to call you. I actually don't really like phone calls, but I call my boyfriend like literally all the time. I don't know, it just makes it feel like more special. Like, that's just a personal preference for me, but for me, like not wanting to call me like at night, just even if it's just for like a little bit, just to like talk about our day and like say goodnight and stuff. And it doesn't have to be every night either. Like, me and my boyfriend don't call every night. That's just a red flag for me. I don't know. Making excuses for not hanging out with you. Also, the boyfriend I had my junior year, he would make excuses for not wanting to hang out. Like, oh, this happened and then this happened. No, because I remember he was like at a grad party or something. I said to him the day before, I was like, hey, do you like want to hang out like this day? I'm having a fire at my house. And he's like, oh yeah, I'll be there or whatever. He didn't tell me he had like a grad party or anything that day. And then like an hour after he was supposed to show up, I kept like texting him and stuff, and he wasn't answering. Like, hours he's supposed to show up, and I was like, yeah, sorry, I was like at a grad party and I was like swimming and stuff, so like I'm not coming. And I was like, you couldn't have told me that yesterday when I was like, hey, you want to hang out? And you're like, yeah, sure, I'll be over. Like, that's just not right. Like, why? Like, if you don't want to be with your significant other, like just like tell them. And like, don't be like blind to that like I was. Like don't put up with that. If they clearly aren't putting in the effort and time to see you, just break up with them because there's someone out there that is better for you. I know sometimes it can be hard, but after going through that, I feel like if that ever happened to me again, which my boyfriend is nothing like that at all, I feel like I'm more prepared, I guess, to like deal with that, and I don't think I would put up with it like a second time. Also, this is like for your first kiss. Make sure it's special and it's gonna be awkward no matter what. So my first kiss was when I was 12 and I was at a school dance and a big circle like formed around us, and because he went around telling people that he was gonna kiss me, but I didn't know and I was so confused and everyone was like filming us. And it was just really weird because like I'm like a shy girl and like it was just the weirdest thing ever. Like I would have rather had my first kiss in private. So like if you have that opportunity, I would recommend having it in private because that having my first kiss like at a school dance at school in front of like my whole grade was just awful. Like it was just such an awful experience. And like don't be scared. It's gonna be awkward no matter what. Like my boyfriend I have now, like our very first kiss that we had together was super awkward. But it just happens. It's just how it's gonna be. But it'll get better with time. And also another thing is don't be pressured into having sex. I am literally 19 years old and I still have not had sex. Don't feel pressured because most of my friends have already like done it a bunch of times, which is fine. Like you do you. I just like I haven't felt like comfortable enough to do it yet. So, because if I would have, I would have given advice from my girl talk for this, but I don't have any experience because I haven't done it. So, yeah, I guess you'll have to watch someone else's video for that. But yeah, so don't be afraid. Like I said, I'm literally 19 and I'm been pressured into doing it. So if you don't want to do it, then don't do it. If you want to do it, then just be safe. That's all I gotta say. And I also another thing, I think it's okay to date a lot in high school. I think it's important to figure out your type. I had 2 boyfriends in middle school, and then I'm currently dating the guy I've been dating since my senior year of high school. This is my 3rd boyfriend I've had in high school. So I think it's pretty okay to date a lot when you're young because you're still young and you're figuring out what you like and what your type is. Like, I think it's perfectly fine, and I don't know why people like slut shame you for that. Like, if you find a guy and you decide to date him and he's trash, get rid of him. And then you find another guy, like, good for you. Like, I don't understand why people need to shame you for that. I mean, if you're going from, like, boyfriend to boyfriend to boyfriend to boyfriend, that's not good. You need healing time. But, like, if you, like, say you, like, had a breakup, like, 6 months ago and then you find another guy, like, I feel like 6 months is a good period of time to, like, start, like, talking to someone new. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think having a lot of boyfriends in high school is a bad thing. So don't let people shame you. Because I've had, like, this is my 5th boyfriend now, I think. 6th? 5th or 6th boyfriend, I'm pretty sure. Let me see. 5th boyfriend. He's my 5th boyfriend. So, yeah. And I'm 19. I don't think that's a lot, though, for being, like, 19. So, yeah. That's basically all I really, like, the moral I have to say about relationships. Okay, next topic of conversation is going to be about periods. My very first thing I want to say about periods is if you prefer pads, you prefer pads. If you prefer tampons, you prefer tampons. If you like menstrual cups, you prefer menstrual cups. We should not be shaming people for what they use. Because I'm literally 19 and I've only tried putting in a tampon once when I was 12 and I cried. Could not do it. I don't like tampons. I don't like the idea of things being stuck up inside me. Toxic shock syndrome. So, like, if people are still using pads, because like I said, I'm literally 19 and I still use pads, we shouldn't be shaming them for that. Like, we all have to deal with this annoying thing that's just a part of our lives. So other women shouldn't be shaming other women for what they use. Also, another thing, if you like pads period underwear, is like really, really good. I wouldn't recommend using it at nighttime when you're like super, super heavy, because I did that once and I ended up bleeding all over my bed. So if it's like a super duper heavy day, I wouldn't recommend using a period underwear. But if it's like anytime after like your heaviest day, because for me my heaviest day is usually the second day. Anytime after that I feel like it would be good, because sometimes like if I'm not bleeding a lot, um my pad, like it tends to like irritate me. Like I just like hate like having it there. If it's not collecting like a lot of blood, it just feels like uncomfortable, and I'm not changing it as often, so it's like it just feels uncomfortable. But period underwear, you can't even like tell. And I haven't had any problems leaking besides the time when it was literally on my bed because I didn't wear a pad because I was trying it out, but my period was too like heavy to collect like all the blood. So just make sure you don't wear it when you're like super duper heavy, but they're actually super comfortable and I like wearing them. So I only have one pair. I want to get some more. So yeah. Also, do not feel embarrassed about opening pads or tampons or anything in stalls, because I used to be that way. Literally every woman goes through it. So, I mean, some women might not have their periods, so, but like most women, I guess I should say, most women still have their periods and go through it. Like nobody's gonna judge you if they hear you opening something in a stall. No one's gonna think anything of it. Um, Also, another like tip I have for like down there, I guess, make sure you wipe front to back, because you don't want to get any of that nasty stuff in like your back ends up in there, because that you can give you like a nasty infection or a UTI, and you don't want that. I've actually been lucky and I've never had an infection down there or a UTI. So, but I know some friends that have, and it sucks really bad from what I've heard. So, to help avoid that, right, wipe front to back. Also, only wash yourself down there with water. Don't use like Summer's Eve. I think that's like a brand. Don't use like any feminine washes you see. Just like rinse it out with water if you want to rinse it with something. And drinking lots of water, eating yogurt, eating fruits can like help you like stay healthy down there. So that's like really my only recommendation, because I know a lot of girls think that you have to like wash in there. Like I used to think that too when I was younger, but no, it's completely self-cleaning. You just rinse it with water. And I mean, you should wash the outside of it, but the inside, do not put any soap or anything like that in it unless you want an infection. So the next thing I want to discuss, which kind of has to go along with periods but kind of not, is shaving. So don't feel obligated to shave. That's the first thing I have to say. I don't shave all the time. What I mainly shave is I mainly shave my armpits. That's mainly the spot that I shave. You don't have to shave down there if you don't want to. I do sometimes. You don't have to shave your legs if you don't want to. I don't shave my legs all the time. Sometimes if they get like super duper hairy, and it starts to bother me, like I'll shave them. But like I don't like have my legs clean shaven all the freaking time. Also, I feel like it's definitely bad for you to like shave like every single day, because that's just like gonna like hurt your skin and like give you like red marks and things like that, and probably also ingrown hairs. Also, be sure to shave in the way that your hair grows, because that can also help you prevent ingrown hairs, because I've had a lot of nasty ingrown hairs before. And yeah, that's what I really have to say about shaving. I also, this is probably like weird, but I don't use shaving cream whenever I shave. Sometimes I do, but most of the time I just use water. If I'm shaving like super often, then I'll use shaving cream so my legs don't get super irritated, but most of the time I just use water. That's probably such a weird thing to say. So like if you just use water, don't feel weird, because I do that. And then you can also use shaving cream, because I feel like if I just use water all the time, if I'm shaving my legs constantly, like in the winter, or not in the winter, in the summer, then I feel like I need to use shaving cream, because then it'll help like not irritate my legs as much. But yeah. Okay. Then next, I just have a couple little makeup tips. So for eyeliner, all I have to say is just try again. My eyeliner used to be atrocious up until like about 2-ish years ago. I started doing eyeliner in like 2020, and I was absolutely awful at it. My best tip for me to say is how I usually do it. I usually like, you go to like your outer corner, so like right here, and then I usually draw a line like up, and then I like come over, and then I like connect it to like the middle of the eye, and then I just fill it in, and that's usually what it works. Sometimes Sometimes it's better than others. Sometimes it's hard to get to match the other side, and sometimes it takes me like 30 minutes. So, but that's usually how I try and do it. I usually go out and then just over, and then that usually helps work. But it depends on like what kind of eyeliner you're doing. I usually use a liquid eyeliner. I know most people don't usually use liquid anymore, but that's just what I use. And then also another tip I have, I actually saw this in like a makeup tutorial video. If you like put like your concealer like under your eyes and then your blush at like the same time, like blend it together, it kind of looks like more natural, like you're actually like blushing, like actual blushing, like it doesn't look like it's like makeup. So that's like another hack I have, and that's really all of the makeup hacks I have. um I don't really know what else to say. So yeah, that's really all like the girl talk tips I have. If you guys like want me to talk about anything else, anything you're curious about, put it down in the comments down below or DM me on Instagram. That also works. I will be your big sister. But yeah, I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.